So I'm going to do a Sutter Home wine review. I've never done this on a Moscato before. The last Moscato I did was a barefoot wine review. I've already drank a significant portion of this wine because I did a video already, and I thought that it was going to be like recorded and stuff, and I edited it on my computer, and then the next thing I know, my computer decided I'm going to delete this. Fuck my computer. That's the only thing I'm going to say about that. But let me get the bottle for you. So here's the Sutter Home wine. On the back is a thing that says sweet. It tells you like what kind of wine it is. I personally don't like dry wines. I will mix a dry wine with grape juice to make it sweeter, or mix a sweeter wine in with it, or put sugar in it. All three of those options ruin the wine, by the way. But if you're going to drink it and you don't want it to go to waste, suit it to your taste. That's what I say. So, this is Moscato wine. I've already drank a lot. As I said, I've done a review already. And sorry that you saw like most of my teeth on that. But did a review already on it, and that was what happened. Now, I'm going to do a taste test on it. Now, remember, I've already drank a lot, so I'm sorry if I'm kind of shaky or look kind of weird. So I'm going to take a little sip. Now, this Moscato has some differences to the Barefoot, and I like that. I think Sutter Home makes a superior product in Barefoot. I might be the only one to say that. They're both really cheaper wines, but this this wine has an apricot, peach, and apple undertone to it. It is awesome. The Barefoot technically has no undertones to it. It might be actually a superior wine because of that, but I don't care. I think this wine is a better tasting wine. And so, because of that, I personally like drinking this. Now, it does start to burn around right here in the throat. And that's okay, it has alcohol in it. Now, the alcohol content is actually a little higher than what I personally would have anticipated. The batch I'm drinking has a 14% alcohol content. Now, some batches have 10% and some have 8%. This happens to be the 14% batch. Now, this happens randomly. So now you would think a company would be able to control it batch by batch, and in theory they can. But Sutter Homes, there's going to be some variations because they're a cheaper company. Because of that, and because I've already drank nearly a whole bottle, I have to admit that I am nearly fucking hammered. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to drink about half of this down, and I'll tell you my impressions after that. Most alcohol is absorbed in the throat. Very little of it actually gets absorbed in the stomach. It gets absorbed directly into your blood vessels. Now, I'm lucky that I have a fairly good alcohol content tolerance, but a bottle of wine drunk in a matter of 30 something minutes is still pushing it. Now, I'm not slurring. I'm not doing anything like that. Now, on a pure fucked up scale, I give this an 8 out of 10. This will get you messed up fast. I've gave a friend of mine a Sutter Home little itty bitty bottle. She's used to drinking like a double stack of beer. She drank this in 5 minutes and was fucked up like 16 minutes flat. It was hilarious. And by that I mean kind of scary. Now, I will say that this makes a good cooking wine. If you want to cook steaks in it, go ahead. If you want to make bacon with it, go ahead. This is actually a good wine to cook with. It's not cooking wine. It is a drinking wine. It's not even a table wine. It's considered a get fucked up now wine. But it is good. Now, I know some people say that wine They can't taste the difference. And I will tell you, I can taste the difference between a Zinfandel and a Moscato and a Pinot Noir and a Chevron and a Chardonnay. I can. Um, Champagne too. I can taste the difference in champagne. But I will say this. There isn't a much difference between them. So if you are never gotten a wine before, go with a sweeter wine. Now you can taste the difference between a dry wine and a sweet wine. And someone asked me one day, like, what's the difference between a dry wine and a sweet wine? Well, dry wine gives you that sensation that freshly squeezed homemade lemonade does. The oh crap, all the moisture just went out of my mouth. Kind of gives you cotton mouth. That's what a dry wine does. Now, a wetter wine or a sweeter wine tastes kind of like juice. And because it tastes like juice, you'll drink more of it. Now, I will say that because it's sweeter, you will get messed up. Not because it is inherently more alcoholic, but because you will drink way more than what you should. And I will say that with anything. That's why people get fucked up on Thackeray's, even though Thackeray's have like 6% alcohol content. It's because they'll drink a gallon of that crap. Same thing with wine. People's like, you don't get fucked up on wine until you get fucked up on wine. Well, the reason is because wine's generally be sweeter. You're not going to drink the same amount of wine that people drink at Jack Daniels, and you're not going to drink the same amount of wine that you drink beer. Wine tastes better, just flat out tastes better than beer. People say, well, it's an acquired taste. It's not. Wine just tastes good. It's not acquired. I didn't acquire a taste of wine. I used to get messed up on like well, what was that? It tastes like cherry something. Was it brandy? Yeah, I used to get messed up on brandy, and then I got messed up on just hardcore liquor like Jack Daniels. Those taste like cough syrup. That's an acquired taste. That stuff nearly made me puke. Same thing with Smirnoff. Smirnoff tastes like how rubbing alcohol smells. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. I will never think, I'm gonna drink that because it tastes good. Even alcoholics have limits. Now, it's been a while since I did one of these alcohol reviews, and I'm sorry that's going on for so long. One thing I will say that the Sutter Home has that the Moscato doesn't is that it can hit the tip of your tongue and it just tastes good. It tastes sweet. It tastes smooth. It's not really that messed up. Now, I am getting messed up because I had to film this video like twice. And originally I had just one glass of wine, but now it's turned into three due to three fuck ups. Now, this is not a wine glass. This is technically I think it's a beer glass. Anyways, it's 16 ounces. 16 ounces is way more wine than you'll ever need. But I'm going to give you a little bit more. I'm going to drink a little bit more and tell you what I can get out of it. Besides the apricot and the peach taste, and the apples, that's it. Now, this could be due to cross-contamination. And that's not a bad thing. Sutter Homes is a cheaper brand. But if it's cross-contamination, they need to replicate this shit because it tastes great. The subtleties of the wine is what, in my opinion, makes a wine unique. And if all wines tasted the same, nobody would want a better quality wine. Sutter Home makes a good wine. And it even if it's not a technically sound wine, it's still good. I would take a unique, good tasting wine over a technically sound wine any day. Now, I'm going to exit this out, and I'm going to say this: if you're an alcoholic, don't drink wine. Don't think you can. Don't think you can brave through it. I'm already dizzy. I feel horrible. I am about to get really messed up. In about 30 minutes from now, I probably won't be able to stand. That's not, it's not because I have a problem. I drink wine maybe 12 times a year. But if you do have a problem, seek help. Don't drink wine. Don't do this to yourself. I do it because I like comparing things. I like tasting it. And sometimes I even like drinking it. But if you have a problem, please seek help. Please. Please go to AA. Please talk to a therapist. Please fix your life. An addiction isn't worth it. Remember, I don't always do wine reviews, but when I do, they get interesting. Good night and goodbye.